Foster of Cotelo Travels was simply outstanding. Starting with meeting my wife and I at the crack of dawn in a clean and comfortable car to get us started on one of the most immersive tours I have experienced. Foster was very friendly and volunteered his wealth of knowledge. What I really appreciated was the fact that he took the time to point out or stop at other points of interest on the way to our main destinations. This gave us a chance to see other parts of Accra as well as out to the far reaches of the rural areas while heading to the Volta region as well as to Cape Coast to experience the door of no return at the coastal castle. Foster was very patient while we took it all in. Foster also picked great spots for us to stop and eat as we continued our journey. Be prepared for lengthy journeys to reach some excursions, but to me, that was the part of the beauty by traveling through and to our next spots. Visiting the first cocoa farm in Ghana was worth the travel into the hills as well as the botanical gardens which you should not miss. Visiting the Slave River should definitely not be passed up. Foster even chipped in and took pictures for us. Foster and our driver knocked it out the park by giving us a personal experience at our naming ceremony. They even joined in on the festivities. I highly recommend Cotelo Travels. I wish I had another week to travel, seek and get educated with Foster as our guide. I really felt like he was a brother to my wife and I. My guide/driver was Freedom. Shoutouts to him because it is an extremely long day to host a tourist and most of it is not an easy drive due to the roads outside of central Accra. He was accommodating, especially because I was sleep deprived and needed to take time to rest throughout the day. The ancestral river park was actually the highlight of my entire Ghana trip, highly recommended for descendants. At Cape Coast Castle, I believe they said they do not do any private/personal tours, so you will end up with whatever group arrives at the same time as you and is doing in the tour in the same language. That means you may have some attendees who are not taking the experience as seriously as others and it may be a very large group. That has nothing to do with this tour company specifically, just a heads up regardless of how you attend the castle tour. Then I did the canopy tour, which was overall enjoyable. As for the meals, I would have preferred to skip the breakfast. It seems like they overcharge the tour companies, although you will not have to pay for it separately, and the food is not Ghanaian. The options are either a continental or a British-style breakfast, but I would have much preferred to eat a couple of granola bars and saved the time. The place we stopped for lunch had a good atmosphere and traditional options that were tasty. I highly recommend this tour. As a female solo traveler, safety was my priority, and my guide Foster made me feel completely secure. He was exceptional, answering all my questions and introducing me to new experiences like tasting cacao fruit and fresh coconut water. The tour felt wonderfully personalized, with knowledgeable guides at each stop. The Assin Manso Slave River was particularly moving. The experience was so incredible that I booked another tour with Foster to the Aburi Botanical Gardens, which I also recommend. Both tours were highlights of my trip, and I would confidently recommend this tour operator to anyone, especially solo female travelers.